So I was watching this car wreck, and it was on TV, and it was short, but I couldn't figure out. I mean, I saw the whole thing. They've showed it, but I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out if the one fella got his peanut butter in the other fella's chocolate, or if the other fella's chocolate got in the other guy's peanut butter. That is, it's just one of those things. I don't know. We'll figure it out next time. But if you guys know, just to save me the strife, pass it on. All right.
One, two, three, four.
That's right. Broadcasting 200 feet below occupied California is the KGXT Gen X Talks live stream. Welcome to the show. Holy shit. It's a Bottom of Glass Nation show. And I don't have a drink. I'm fucking with you. I got one right here. I've already started drinking. I wouldn't show up. Tailgating. It's by law. That's the thing. Some brilliant guy came up with that. You know that? Someone said, were you drinking before the party? Were you drinking before the office? Somebody went, yeah, I was tailgating. And then the term was born, and that makes it legally okay to drink before an event. And whoever did that, my hat is off to you for legal drinking before the event. Whoever came up with tailgating, you're a brilliant person, and I love you, and I want you to know that. But today is Tuesday. It's August 1st. We're in the studio, another studio show, yeah, and from Central California. Don't make me drink alone. You see me holding my glass up here? Now I'm talking over here, but my glass is up here. Do you know why? I'm trying to get you to drink with me. Don't make me sit up here. Come on, raise a glass. Don't make me drink alone. I'll do it. I've done it before, but it's not my preference. I got my friends here. All right, let's put one away right now. No training wheels. You know what I'm drinking? Whoa, knock my shit over there. You know what I'm drinking? Still the good stuff. I'm beginning to be hooked on this. I'm not a promoter of this. I don't know who these people are or what their politics are or how they feel about Dodger baseball, but I'm really enjoying this. I really, really am. I can't, Jules, you remember who gave this? Brad Baker. Brad Baker, I'm falling deeply in love with you over this, just so you know. The good stuff, my man. I had one before a while ago, but it didn't make an impact on me like this one did. I think this one's Brad's. All right, so the stuff. Where am I going here? There's a gap between the sheets. All right. Hold on a second. Calm down. Calm your dicks and tits. Relax. What you got to do is pull the drapes, close the doors, put the dog out, let the cat in, settle back in your chair, get an adult beverage, and nestle in, okay? This is your time, all right? Not anybody else's. Tell the kids to go do something. You know what you tell your kids? Tell your kids to go play marbles in the freeway or go play tiddlywinks with manhole covers. That way they got something to do while you're watching the show. And tiddlywinks with manhole. You don't know what tiddlywinks are? Are you fucking kidding me? You don't... Okay, look, I cannot stop the program every single time you guys don't understand something I'm saying. If you can't understand regular general terminology, we got a problem. If you don't know what tiddlywinks are and you don't know why playing tiddlywinks with manhole covers is funny, then you need to leave the live stream. Please, just turn it off. I don't mind if the numbers fall down to... I don't mind if there's only 3 people left watching. At least it'll be 3 people that know what fucking tiddlywinks are. I can't stop and explain this to you. If you're under the age of 45, I get it. But please don't be upset if the adults ask you to move on. Go look up what tiddlywinks are. When you come back, go over here and sit at the little kid table. Which is the little kid table? A little kid table is always the card table with the mismatched chairs in the other room. There's the kitchen, there's the dining room, and you build all these chairs for all the adults, and it kind of goes through the doorway into the other. That's you. That's you. The card table with the mismatched chairs halfway in the other room. That's you. That's where the little kid table is, and you can always tell which one it is. You always know. I know. All right. For those of you that don't know, I have another little monitor over here. It's to my left, it's to your right, and this is called the Sheets. It's Google Docs, Google Sheets, so that my wife can copy and paste anything you say that's important, and it goes over here and it saves it for later. So if you write something and you want something to be said and you need to be heard, write something important down, and then she'll get to it. She'll put it over there, and then eventually I'll get to it, which is a clever ploy to keep all of you to the end of the program, hoping and praying I read what you write. See how that works? Yeah, my mama didn't raise a dummy. All right. Let me jump over here and see what it says. Werewolf started things off a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Werewolf 2004, he gifted 5 Gen X Talks membership. Nightbot. Okay, stop here. I'm going to read you the people that received the free memberships. Nightbot. Shasta Williams, The Urban Way, Joseph Joseph Libble, fuck, change your last name, dude. This is really fucking me up, and I've only had 1 drink. I don't want to try to say your name with 3 or 4 drinks. Here's the problem, and Paula Peroni. Nightbot and Joseph needed to be given free memberships. how far have I fallen down your Christmas card list that you're not going to give up 99 cents to hang out with me? I mean, let's be fair. 99 cents a month, you get this. And that's my good side. My bad side's over here. I don't show this side. That's my good side. For 99 cents? Gosh Christ. All right, look. Nightbot, Joseph, I'm going to forgive your transgressions because I'm a wonderful, caring individual. Just ask me. I'll be more than happy to tell you all about it. And we'll move on, but don't let it happen again. You really upset me with that. No, it got me right here in my soul. You hurt me deep. You cut me deep, Mick. You cut me deep. All right, Jennifer Whitehead. I got through that whole thing without laughing, so shut up. And just laughing at myself is not a good way to run a program. All right. Jennifer Whitehead, member for 5 months, Legion of X. She says she loves the Bottom of the Glass Nation. I think we need to pause for station identification and drink. When someone loves the Bottom of the Glass Nation, KGXT Studios complies. The truth is at the bottom of the glass. I do need to pause for 1 second. Sweetheart, is the Sun Valley Fox watching tonight or not? We need to find out. It curves how I tell stories. I can't tell stories about you and I doing stuff when your brother's watching. I really feel awkward about that. So you got to say something right now. Or Sun Valley Fox or his beautiful, lovely wife, give a text. Let me know what's going on. We got to be fair. We got to be square. So we got to move forward. Here we go. Dom and Channel, $1.99. Got my whiskey to help solve the universe. You know, I love Dom and Channel. He says it every time. Got my whiskey to solve the universe. And I read it every time. Shouldn't we be saying to solve the mysteries of the universe, solve the problems of the universe? You kind of leave that out there every night. Every night, you write, I read. You reach, I teach. Every time. It's a Michael Jordan thing. I have to get back to that. But he writes, got my whiskey ready to help solve the universe. Is the universe by definition a problem? Some would just look up and think it's majestic and needs no solving. Someone would look up and say it needs no understanding. It just exists. It is. But the way you word that, anytime someone says the name universe, I'm starting to go, did we figure that shit out yet? You said universe. Did we figure, is it solved? Because Dahman says we got to solve the universe like it's a big fucking Rubik's Cube. No. I'm just asking. I'm just here asking questions. It's a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. You got to cut me a little bit of slack. A little bit. About that much. And then we can all get along. All right. Dom and Channel, got my whiskey ready to help solve the universe. Now, either I've drank so much that I'm seeing double, or Dahman has drank so much he's posting double, or it is possible that my wife, sitting next to me off to my left, your right, is so Twitter-pitted in the presence of the general that she is copying, pasting things 2 and 3 times and doesn't even know what she's doing. Let's go with that one because that one makes me look good, doesn't it? Well, you got to be in demand if you want to be popular. And I'm trying to be popular. If there's nothing more that I like in the universe is being popular. Okay. Deanna the Moonwraith? Deanna the Moonwraith. Now that would be like a guy's name, like Jarhead the Moonwraith. This is a girl's name, Deanna the Moonwraith. You had when you sit down and you log into YouTube and they like, what would you like your screen name to be? You can pick what you want, okay? You don't have to look over on the floor and see one of your kids' sci-fi magazines, and that's the title of it, so you just pick it. The cosmic things were not aligning for you in this universe that, according to Dahman, is still unsolved, and telling you to pick that name. You can pick whatever you want. I'm not here to judge. I'm a little bit here to judge, but not entirely. But this one I'm judging completely. Good evening, handsome general. I take back everything I said. She's wonderful, and I'm deeply in love with Deanna the Moonwraith. I'm going to just rewind everything I said and take it back because I don't mean any of those things. I love her name, and she's brilliant. Obviously, clearly brilliant. Mrs. Fort Watton, cheers, handsome general. That's 2. I need 1 more before the show can officially begin. Thank you for that, Mrs. Fort. Jennifer Whitehead, handsome general, so glad to see you tonight. Jennifer topped it off. That's 3. Once I get 3 handsome generals, that's like you're 1 hit away from the cycle in baseball. For those of you who know what that is, that's 1 away from being great. Right now, I'm just under being great. Not by my own admission. That was other people that said that shit, not me. You can be mad at them. Not that they're wrong. They're not wrong, but all right. John Morgan, $5, ordered the new Mrs. Four mug. Seems a bit small to be a bottom of the glass nation shot glass. John tipped the hand. He tipped the hand. I wasn't going to bring it up right now, but John Morgan did. Sweetheart, I'm going to pour myself a little more hooch. You're going to hand me what we are not allowed to call Mrs. Four's 4-inch hole. No. That was vetoed in a staff meeting earlier this week. All right. For those of you that remember, last year we did the General's 9 inches. Remember that? Had a big mug like this, and it had some writing on it. It had a date on it. It's August. You can purchase the General's 9 inches last year. This year, same mug, matching mug. Now, you're going to have two. If you bought the General's 9 inches last year and you still have it, hang on to it, because now you're getting a new one. Now, this one is all about Mrs. Four Watton. I tried to use a play on words. The distance across here is 4 inches. The distance here was 9 inches. We called the last one the General's 9 inches. I was going to call this one Mrs. Four's 4-inch hole. I got in trouble for saying that. I got the shit kicked out of me for saying that. I was told never to bring that up again, so I haven't. I was told never to let anybody know that we almost used that name, so I didn't. I have not tried to find some clever way to produce that information on the side where you guys can get a good chuckle at it, because even though I got yelled at, that was really fucking funny. Now, there's a couple things I want to tell you about this. Number one, this is about Mrs. Four. This is a prototype. We got to do it. It's going to come in. The etching's going to come in a little thicker, but look what it has. It has the peach, Mrs. Four's perfectly ass-shaped peach right on the side. Those of you that have been around, you know what that is. And on the back, it says Mrs. Four's perfect ass. And then below it, it says shaped peaches, with the date, this year's date. Last year we had 2022. This year we got 2023. Now that I have described it for you, that's the good news. Here's the bad news. They're fucking expensive. Inflation sucks. Making these by hand one at a time sucks. Packaging things up sucks. The government charges a grip for shipping. It sucks. Don't think it's not the government. They have contracts with UPS, with FedEx, Postal Service. It's all regulated. We get it. All right, I'll play, but it's fucking expensive. This is not for everybody. These things are they're probably like $6 more than last year. The shipping's whatever the shipping is. These are not for everybody. They're expensive. They're heavy. I'm sorry. They are what they are. They're fucking a grip to buy these things and to ship. Just if you really want one, then go mow some lawns, wash some cars, steal your kids' birthday money. They're not going to know. They're little. They're 5 years old. Or you know what? Knock out all your kids' teeth and put them under your pillow. When the tooth fairy comes, not only take the money for the teeth, but jack the rest of their shit. You might have enough. Depends on how early in the evening the tooth fairy's been making their rounds. They could be still loaded. Don't catch them at the end of their route. You get nothing. They are dated. Yeah, it's not. Well, it's just like last year. It was dated. Was last year's dated with the exact day, or was it just a year? Last year it said 2022. Oh, it was month. This one is just 2023. Although we haven't. This is the prototype, and we start putting them out next week. We can change that. We could put the date. We could put August of this year. But that's a good suggestion, Mrs. Four. Thank you for being the bookkeeper and on staff here. We love you too much. So anyway, we are. Here's the other bad news. Just like last year, I'm only buying a handful of these. I don't even know how many, 50 or so. That's it. And we ran out last year, and then all you guys said, "Oh, where's the mugs? Where's the steins? Where's the beer steins? Where's the General's 9 inches?" I'm like, "We're out. Are you going to buy more?" No. And I told you that last year. We're not trying to sell these for a full year, so everybody gets one, and we can make $3 profit on each one. And we're not doing that. We're selling a certain amount. If you want to buy 4, buy 4. You want to buy 1, buy 1. But you need to do what? The key word in that phrase: buy one. Because once we get to a certain number, that's it. I'm sorry. They were exclusive last year. Do you remember that? Once they sold out, there's a bunch of people emailing for months. "I didn't get my mug. I didn't get my stein." I'm sorry. I wrote everybody back. Said, "Yep, they were limited supply." I would love to say they'll be for sale for a month. There's no way these are going to last a month. Just telling you. That's it. We did it once last summer. We're doing it once this summer. We don't put this shit out all the time. There you go. So if you want one, they're up on the website right now. The problem you guys are going to run into, whether you're watching the show live or watching it on a rerun, is that you don't really. I said watching it live or watching it on a rerun. Yeah, rerun. How the fuck do you kids not know what a rerun is? A rerun. When they show up... Fuck, I can't fucking do this with you guys. I can't go around fucking explaining. Everything that comes out of my mouth is you guys look at me like I'm just cockamamie strange. That's a real term, a rerun. A rerun is... Okay. A rerun is not a well-groomed, big, fat black guy dancing down the street on a show called What's Happening. Not that rerun. That's a brilliant rerun. The rerun I'm talking about is when you watch a show over and over again, when you tune in the television and there's not a new show, it is a repeat, it is an old show, it is a, come on, say it with me, a rerun. I can't do this. If I'm going to have to explain myself on that, I'm just going to fucking go. I'll go right now. All right? I'll keep drinking. I'll drink alone. Listen, so get the mug if you want it. Get the Stein if you want it. If you can't live without it, as I suggest, you run down tomorrow, sell some blood, and run back with dollar bills in your hand and hand them to my wife, and she'll make you one. So there you go. Go get one. They're live now. You guys are the first ones to even hear about it. We haven't promoted it anywhere. This is it. If you tuned into Bottom of the Glass tonight, Bottom of the Glass Nation, you're ready to go first. All right. And no, staff does not get one for free because I'm a cheap son of a bitch. So if you want one, you're going to have to buy one. That's a true story. Man, I'm terrible about that shit. All right. Where was I? We had stuff to say. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. So John Morgan tipped our hand. I wasn't going to talk about that till later tonight, till everybody was good and liquored up, and I knew they'd buy like 7 or 8 of those things. But John already gone down that road. Thanks, John. Hijacking the program, buddy. Appreciate you. Robert Plank, $9.99 for the Whiskey Fund. My man, keeping me internally lubricated. We got to have that. Loud one, $2. Who is it tonight? Who is the whore tonight? Now, the thing you don't know is I sit here, and as we begin the program, I say out loud who the $2 whore is. Because my wife is sitting right over here, and she needs to know. The problem is, Loud one, the guy who robbed in the fucking, he's sitting over here. Look, I'll go at camera angle. See that? See that? That's Loud one right there. See that? That's my wife over there. That's Loud one. That's my wife. And the problem is that he's sitting here. I couldn't say out loud who the $2 whore was. Because if I did, he would text his wife, and then she would win the prize, and because I'm not doing that. So I didn't tell anybody. So now you guys are just going to blindly guess, and either Gen X Mom's going to have to write down every goddamn answer until I get around to seeing it, or you're going to have to hope that I look over and see it when it goes by. So there you go. All right. Shoeless one gifted 5 memberships. Sean for notes. Walter Scott, Yellow Butterfly, Chush 620, the hero without a name. I think that man should be a permanent member for free all the time. Phoenix Commissar. There's Marcus in there. Love Marcus up there in the world of Frisco. Word in the life of Phoenix Commissar. He may have snagged himself a fine honey. Woo! You got yourself a girl? My man. Let's hope things go swimmingly for the lone wolf voice threat. Yeah. I hope you get a chick, man. I hope she's everything you dreamed of, too. Dom and Robin Mars, I'm asking for a friend, but their mother is dealing with a violent son who is threatening her life. I've tried to tell her to let him go, but she says she can't give up on him. What do I do? All right. Without changing the tempo of the program too much, Dom, listen, you got to remind her, letting him go does not mean she's giving up. I'll say it again. Letting him go does not necessarily mean you're giving up. Letting him go can teach him a lesson. Letting him go can land him in jail where you can stand across the bars from him before you produce bail and give him that lesson. There's many opportunities that can happen here. Letting him go does not mean necessarily you are giving up. You can even let him go with a message. You can kick him square in his hiney and give him a message. You can wait till he comes back, crawling at the front door, knocking, begging to come in which case you can open up the door and give him a lesson before you let him in. You know, a lesson like, why the fuck should I let you back here? You make my life miserable. I might consider letting you back in if you promise not to make my life miserable. There's all sorts of opportunities that can come from letting them go. You're not giving up. You might even be setting them up for success and yourself up for a big, fat Generation X, I told you so. And there's nothing better than a big, fat I told you so when kids are fucking up. That's just what I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. Don't take me seriously. Please seek professional help if you want guidance raising your child. You don't think you really want me doing it. No, 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 no. Let's drink one more time. Oh, Romy's right. I don't know if she said it first, but Romy is right. Romy! She's right. That's the truth. Oh, Two Bear, put your fucking big red lips away. All right, Mrs. Fort Watton, $50 turned my whole screen pink for mom to take grandson shopping this weekend. Mrs. Ford, okay, I know you and Gen X mom get along well. I got that. You guys have this mutual respect. You have deep admiration for each other. I got it. But where's the love, Mrs. Ford? I mean, I profess my love to you nightly. I love you. I know you're married. I know you got a husband. I'm just saying I love you. And she gets the $50? You know what a 5-year-old's going to spend with that $50? He's going to go buy ice cream and stick his fingers in it. That's what he's going to do. She's going to buy him a kiddie pool out back, and it's going to be filled with dog hair and mud in 5 minutes. But you know what, Mrs. Ford? Hey, if that's what you want to spend your money, who am I? Who the fuck am I? I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to remain silent. And that is some restraint. You know who the only person showing more restraint in that area than me is Loud One. His fucking name is Loud One. And he hasn't said peep, man. Just like the dude in The Big Lebowski. Don't say peep while I'm doing business, man. Don't say peep. That's what's going to happen right now, right? Me and Loud One, we ain't going to say peep. I'm going to say shit. I'm just going to continue on the program pretending that my feelings aren't hurt by this whole matter. Now, I've got important things to get to. I'm not doing the sheets anymore. The sheets have just hurt my feelings. Let's move into some... What do you want? I don't want to do anymore. Fuck. Sun Valley Fox is watching. Great. All the stories in my head now have to be PG rated. All right, fuck it. Chush, PayPal, $10, even though it charged me a super chat that never showed up. Really, Chush? That's not good. I'm sorry about that, but I have zero control over the super chats. That's all YouTube and Google and the powers that be. This is why my super chat said I may or may not have already been drinking. Let's see. You may or may... Chush, which is Loud One's wife, may or may not have already been drinking. Is there a bookie around? Somebody put me down for 10. I'll take 10 on the fact that Chush has been drinking before the show started. Put me down for 10. No, I'm confident to win that bet, sweetheart. I love you, but I'm going to win that bet. Werewolf 2004, $2 just ordered my mug. There's another one. We've sold 2 so far. Just for... I wish you turns that into a color. I read something I wasn't supposed to read. Is that now the thing? Purple? Is that the thing? Purple is now the universal color for shit I'm supposed to read but not say. Great. Thanks for the heads up. I start blurting out the message. It says, just for your eyes... And then it has a message. I read just for you. Talk about bringing a man to a screeching halt. I mean, just like that. All right. I won't see what it says there. So, Loud One, $10. He hit me with a microphone. Now I can't talk. That motherfucker. You know what the worst part about hitting Loud One with the microphone to get him to shut the fuck up? I damaged a perfectly good microphone. That's a waste of a good mic, in my opinion. All right. So, where were we? So who guessed who was the first one for the $2 whore? What do you mean you haven't seen? I've seen the name go by 35 times. I even said, Romy got it. Okay, well, now I don't know who got it, but Allie is the $2. Allie from Bosch. You guys remember Allie? She was on staff here for a long time. Just a wonderful, lovely individual. Allie is the $2 whore for tonight. And I'll tell you why I did that. Allie was around through trials and tribulations for a long time before she decided to move on to bigger and better things. We still miss her to this day. But Allie was a big part of the culmination of where all of this was going. The General's 9 inches, the glassware, the T-shirts, the studio that was in theory to be built one day. She was part of the beginnings of all of that. She deserves to sit here one time and see where it ended up. She put in a lot of effort for a long time before she decided to leave us. And I'm telling you, I felt responsible. I felt that I needed to raise her up to the status of $2 whore. Oh, don't be upset. She's been the $2 whore many, many times. So just relax, all right? Calm your dicks and tits, and we'll get back to what we're saying. Now, I'm done over there on the sheets. I got stuff to say. It's important. You like this? You remember this? Remember how it used to be like half the sheet? Now, did you think you could compact all that awesomeness into one little corner? Well, with technology, it happens. Good stuff. All right, there we go. Let me get my over here. Bump, bump, bump. Now, there was some stuff in here. I need to start with this one. This one just fascinated me. I'm going to click it on now. I'm going to show you the picture. I never read the article. Now, I'm going to click it on, and I'm going to reach for some hooch. Let you guys absorb this picture and the caption, not mine. Ready? I'll be right with you. Back in the bottle, and the bottle goes over here. I'll straighten out my shirt. Settle back in. All right. Is everybody with me? This is the picture that came up. This is the picture that was on the news channel, and it says, these things are considered normal in Brazil. I got to be honest. We consider that normal here in the United States also. In fact, we consider that very normal. We might even bump it up a little bit above normal, but if this is shocking to some of you, and you have to look at this picture and go, this is considered normal. This is just shocking. This is considered normal in Brazil. Well, don't be upset, because I grew up in Southern California going to all the beaches, and I got to tell you, this is very normal. I'm going to assume not just for Brazil. Now, if you're in another part of the country, if Tomash is in here from Israel, he going to raise a glass and go, that's normal here in Israel too. Deepak Ireland would say, that's normal in Ireland. I'm just telling you this. Fully endorsed by men everywhere and some women as normal and normalizing all over the planet. And this isn't even a world show. This is a bottom of the glass show. All right, let me take a drink and then we'll move on. Okay. Where was I? I'm sorry. Getting myself a little Twitter period there. I got to tell you, today didn't start off so good. I don't like when the news sensationalizes things that do not need to be brought to light. Okay? New shit comes to light every day. This shit, I could have gone all day without seeing because it made me angry at a dude I've never met. Ready? On this day in history, August 1st, 1893, shredded wheat is patented and is labeled the wonder of the ages. If this dude, his name was Henry Perky, this guy fucking ruined my life. My childhood was permanently damaged with shredded wheat. I hated shredded wheat. I hated the shredded wheat that was this big, like a fucking brick, because that shredded wheat cereal was cheap, and we were poor when I was really young, and I had to eat shredded wheat. I'm not saying I'm against being poor. I'm saying I'm against shredded wheat. I hated that shit. You couldn't put enough sugar on that shit to make it taste right, and the consistency was like going out back and eating a bamboo fucking chair. For those of you who have not experienced childhood in the 70s and 80s when your parents give you shredded wheat and then they think they're doing you a favor. What was that cereal called that you flip it over and it's like got icing on one side? No, it's not Frosted Flakes. Frosted Mini Wheats. So Frosted Mini Wheats was the same fucking thing but smaller, but they put sugar on it and said, "Ooh, try this." It was the same thing but smaller. One side had little frosting on it. Remember when that shit came out? And I'm staring at a fucking cereal bowl full of it, not even wanting to pour the milk in. And a commercial comes on for Frosted Mini Wheats. And they're like, "Ooh, look, it's got sugar." I'm like, I screamed at the TV at 7 years old. I'm like, "Hey, I've been putting sugar on your shit for years. It doesn't help. Your sugar, my sugar, we've already been doing this. All of us have been doing this already." They're like, "Oh, we invented something new. We're putting sugar on the shredded wheat." No, you're not. You're just pissing me off because I've already done it. You want to do something, fucking make it so small I can't fucking taste it. Take it off the shelf so my parents will. I want some goddamn Frosted Flakes or some Captain Crunch. This shit's got to go. You know what else? There's a couple things that came to mind with that shit too. We'll go back to that in a minute. There was an argument online on if you pour cereal in the bowl and then the milk, or you pour the milk in and then the cereal. Now, of course, every normal thinking human being would say you pour the cereal in and then the milk. And then some fucking Yale professor said, if you pour the milk in first and then you pour the cereal on top, the cereal will remain crunchy longer. And he says, I'm a professor of this shit. We've done studies. We've done research. Now, I'm sorry. I graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. You're not even factoring in that if you pour the milk in the bowl first and you pour a bunch of cereal on top, what's the first thing you did? You take your spoon, you fucking stir it all up so every piece of cereal gets milk. So you're right back to where you started. What the fuck is this guy talking about? This is one of those situations where some dude just says some shit. Well, I'm a professor, and if you think about it, the cereal will float and last longer. No practical application, no nuts and bolts thinking, not looking at your front door. Fuck that guy. He's wrong. Sorry, I'm getting carried away on a professor I don't even know, but I'm not wrong on that shit. All right? Okay, where was I? So, yeah, I hate Henry Perky. Thanks for ruining my childhood. Boom, 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 boom. There was more stuff, and I'm scrolling around, and I'm trying to talk while I'm doing it. All right. This is a historical fact that I actually had to stop on. If this is true, and I think it is, read this with me. Booth saved Lincoln's son. Edwin Booth, the brother of John Wilkes Booth, rescued Robert Todd Lincoln from falling off a train platform in 1864. Now, my question to you is, if this was before Lincoln died, who cares? If it's after Lincoln died, did this dude just follow his son around hoping to rescue him? Or did he actually push him off the train and then grab him and go, all right, we're even. Your family, my family, we're even. Now, of course, I know the answer to this because there's a date and a time that Lincoln was killed. But I just thought it was an interesting article for a guy to even the scores. Like, wow, my family really fucked up with your family. And then you follow him around until he slips off a train. And you grab him. And before you pull him back, you tell him, we're even, right? This whole your family, my family, we're cool, right? Because you were about to die. Just saying, something to cross my plate, something to consider, something to think about. When you're drinking, there's no better way to go through this stuff than when you're drinking. You can literally solve the mysteries of the universe. Not just the universe, solve the mysteries. All right. Pum, 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 pum. Let's see. Yeah, this was kind of a weird one. We discussed this today amongst us. California family finds 1 million pennies while cleaning out an old home. It happens. There's some cool shit that goes on. John Race is hoping to sell the copper coins for $25,000. Now, before you read the article, let's take into consideration a couple things. One, he found a million pennies. What's that? $10,000. So immediately he's got $10,000. And according to the article, somebody slid in there and said, hey, man, don't sell them for $10,000. You got 10,000 pennies, 10,000 pennies. You get $25,000 in copper. Do you know what my first thought was? I wouldn't be selling it for the $10,000 in pennies. I wouldn't be selling it for $25,000 in copper. My ass would have been going through those pennies one at a time. Oh, I'd have had some Lysol, some Pledge, and some hefty napkins there, and going through each one and looking. There's going to be one in there that's worth $1 million. And this guy, he's got $25,000 in copper. So, what one of his friends did that. Him and his brother were digging that shit out and said, oh, we got $10,000 in pennies. And some smart asshole comes in, I'll give you $25,000 for the copper. Because that's the dude who's going to go home and go through these things and be on the cover of Time magazine with buckets of money and all those women from Brazil that we just saw going, that's what's going to happen. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. Jesus Christ. That should have been the name of this article. California family finds 1 million pennies and now hangs out with Brazilian swim models. That's what the caption should have read. Everybody knows the in-between steps, not just me. You act like it's just me. It's not just me. All right. Ignoring. Come on, there's something in here. There it is. Okay. I didn't think this was true. And it was so funny. I'm going to drink at the end of this. So pour a glass or save some beer in the bottom of your bottle. There's 3 pictures I'm going to show you. It's funny. I didn't believe this was true. Okay. What does it say? Massive penis is mowed into Let me start again. Massive penis is mowed into the lawn at King Charles coronation party venue. Now, you can't see anything by that picture, so of course, this is one of the articles I had to click, and I did. All right, so then it goes to this one, and this is a picture of the ground where they mowed super low to the ground. You know, when you cut the grass so that it burns, you cut it so low the sun hits it for a couple of days and burns it, and you're thinking, oh, that looks like a basketball court. That's like a free throw line, top of the key. Not really a penis. This is a bullshit story. Until you see drone picture number 3. I told you you'd want to drink. Hey, King Charles. Now, I didn't do this. I'm just talking about it. I did not make this. I didn't draw this. I didn't Photoshop this. This was a story that came across the news desk here at Gen X Talks, and it was forwarded to me promptly. I'm just saying that perhaps not everybody in England is real happy with King Charles and all the fucked upness he's done throughout his life, which any of us who are over the age of 45, we've all been a front row witness to. Have we not? I think we have. It's moments like this that make me chuckle and really miss Lady Di. To her. All right. So much for King Charles' big dick. Yeah. All right. There was another story. It says, haunted house on Christmas. A woman found her sofa cushions arranged into a cross on a floor of her old house that was rumored to be haunted. Let me read it again. The haunted house story. All right. A woman goes in and finds her sofa cushions arranged in the shape of a cross on the floor of her house that was rumored to be haunted. And for some reason, now I want to tell you, this chick does not have any kids. It's clear to me. And the clue is in the verbiage of the article. She walks into her house, there's cushions on the floor from her sofa in the shape of a cross, and she thinks the house is haunted and spooky, and she runs out and calls the cops, come here and find out what ghost is in my house. My wife and I have come home many a time and had chickens and in the house and cushions in the house and water 3 inches deep on the... You know what we do? We blame our fucking kids. Kids did this. This is what kids do. Kids run around and fucking do this shit. If you had kids, you'd have known that shit. This is a neighborhood prank, man. This is something that her boyfriend's kids came and did. This is something that her adopted kids... She's not used to this shit. She has no idea what's going on. Do you think that cushions give you a clue that your house is haunted? You come home and see some of the shit that we've come home and seen with 8 kids. What would you think then? That the house is possessed by a demon? Because that cushions is nothing. I mean, nothing. We have come home and had kids trying to pull other kids' heads out of the drywall where they came down the stairs and rammed it and can't figure out how to get their heads unstuck, and then we walk through the door. You think cushions would concern me at all? I'd walk through the house without even turning sideways and go pick that shit up. That's it. Call the cops and find out. Jesus Christ. This is don't call this into Unsolved Mysteries, okay? You don't need to. Unsolved Mysteries, it's a show. Oh my God, I'm not doing this with you again. Go back and sit at the little kid table. You don't know what Unsolved Mysteries is? Go sit. Robert Stack with that voice. And today we have the unsolved mysteries of the mysterious cushions. Were they alive? Remember the trench coat? The guy? Never mind. Go to the little kid table right now. Not doing this with you. Fucking hey, kids these days. I don't know if this was true, but it's funny. If it really happened, it says here in the Cold War, there's no war going on. Now remember, a Cold War, and for most of you blonde women out there, a Cold War is not a war that's fought during the wintertime, okay? That's not what a Cold War means, okay? So now you can be all smart when you go to the office tomorrow morning, you sit at the water cooler, you can tell it as a fact. People think you're smart. Cold War condoms. I love the title. The CIA dropped propaganda and large condoms over the Soviet Europe to imply Americans were well endowed. Now, if there's two comments on this, just speaking from Gen X, speaking from street level, there's two comments here. One, I like the idea of them dropping a bunch of condoms like this big all over Europe as American condoms. Like, oops, we dropped them out of our plane. Sloppy us. I think it would have been better if they would have wrote medium on the side. Put a bunch of 9-inch, 10-inch condoms out there and write medium right down the side. I think that would be the best way to go. That would have been funnier. But the other thing is that every time they capture an American soldier, an American operative, isn't the first thing they're going to want to do is pull our pants down? Didn't you just make it to where every American that got captured, the Russians went over and just yanked their trousers down? You just invited that type of thing to happen. They're going to want a little proof to back up your claim. I'm just saying, the CIA, by admitting that they did this, could have actually put men in harm's way. I'm just saying, I don't know, I wasn't there. Let's go back to fighting wars in the wintertime, and then we can all get along peacefully. All right. Bum, 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 bum. All right, there was something else just pissed me off. And there was a story. I wrote a book of lies. If you guys remember the book of lies, I wrote some down today. Boom, 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 boom. First, I want to tell you something that I got to drink. I'm going to have to drink for this story. This story that I'm about to unfold is a true story. It happened today. It involves our uninvited guest, Loud One. I don't know how the fuck this guy even got our address. All of a sudden, I took off my headphones and I looked over. The dude's sitting there. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, he's there. I'm like, oh, hey, buddy, how are you? Fucking guy, I tell you, he's everywhere. It's not just me. No. I've heard stories from all over the country that all of a sudden, we're having a little bottom of the glass reunion at some bar in Texas. That motherfucker's there. You want to talk about a dude who knows everybody? That guy. In every fucking state, he knows every trooper, everything. It's almost like he knows every cop in every state that tells him all the information. And what he doesn't learn from the police, I swear the guy hangs out at hair salons. Because they know everything at hair salons. There isn't one thing that's going on in a town that they don't know at a hair salon. I'm serious. The guy has to be hanging out with cops and hair salon chicks. It's all it can be. Anyway, so he shows up. And we've had this discussion before. I'm going to repeat a story you've heard once. One of the first times we met Loud One, I love him like a brother. He's a good dude. And we had lunch out at a place called The Crest. He was driving truck and doing his thing, which he still does. And it was a great lunch, great conversations. I think Low Torque was there. Gen X Mom was there. Kids stopped by. So we're all walking out. And great lunch, great time, great thing. And he's Australian. And he has such a thick accent. Australians don't know what the fuck he's saying. I think he's from Tasmania. I think there's like that little island where they like tweak everything just a little bit out of Australia. I think it's that because it's not quite. I'm serious. We've been around other Australians together and he starts talking and I go, I don't understand what you said. And there's Australians who go, oh, I don't understand what he said either, mate. What the fuck's he talking about? I mean, I heard a lot of stuff in here, but I'm from Sydney. What the fuck is that? I mean, way Outback. Okay, there's Sydney, there's the Outback, there's the Aborigines, and then there's Loud One. Wherever he lives is way the fuck out there. Okay, he tied a string between 4 trees, put up a hammock. It's his spot. Who the fuck knows who he's even talking to? All right, kookaburra is flying all around. That's the bird. I'm telling you. All right. So we're leaving this restaurant. We're all having a good time. And he walks out and he look. We just get out of the double glass doors. We're all shaking. Yeah, cranky, right? We just get out of the double glass doors and he looks at me. He goes, "Aye," and we're leaving. He goes, "Aye, you want to make some pasta?" I said, "What?" He goes, "I said you want to make some pasta." I said, "We just had lunch. I'm not hungry." "No, you want to make some pasta." I said, "Okay, dude, I don't want to make any pasta. I'm not hungry. I don't like pasta." "No, my dog." I go, "Your dog? Oh, you want to meet Buster?" "Oh, your dog's Buster. Do I want to meet Buster?" I swear to Christ, you said, "Do you want to make pasta?" That's what it's. Every person around me was had a confused look. Every one of us was Alfred E. Newman, trying to figure out the fuck he was saying. Alfred E. Newman's a character on the back of Mad Magazine. Never mind. Okay, this is the shit that we put up with. Whenever he's around, we know we have to bring our Lucky Charms decoder toys with us to try to figure out what the fuck he's talking about. I figured today was going to be casual. He shows up. We're talking here in the studio, and we're reading a text message, and it's a group message. It's one of the small group messages, and his wife is in. His wife is Chush, Chush, and so I didn't recognize it. New phones. I don't have all the names in there, and I said, but I saw his name in there, and I'm like, I was asking him, is this your wife? Because Chush, remember Chush? She's in here. Chush is his wife. And he goes, oh, yeah, let me look. And he looks because he doesn't know the number of her. He just knows, like all of us, we don't know everybody's number. We know their name. So he reads his voice. He goes, oh, yeah. Now listen to me. What?
They want to hear his voice.
No. Listen. Listen to me. I'm in the middle of a story. Don't fucking interrupt me again. All right. He tells me, he's like, we're trying to figure out who the text message is. I think it's his wife, Chush. He looked, because he doesn't know her number. He figures out her number. He says, oh, yeah, it's my wife. I said, oh, okay. Now, he turns to me. He says this. Oh, yeah, it's my wife. Now, her name, we all know her by Chush. Her name is Shona. Okay? Beautiful name. Beautiful girl. Name's Shona. He turns to me and goes, yeah, that's my wife. Shona want to marry you and I. I said, what? He goes, it's right here. Shona want to marry you and I. Shona marry you and I. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? I literally did not know what he's saying. And I'm like, okay, dude, I'm not trying to be rude, but English for the dumber people in the group. He was rambling on, and I don't normally say my wife's name. He rambled on his wife's name, my wife's name, and me all in one sentence. And I said, it sounded like you said your wife wanted to marry you and I. It sounded like she wanted to marry both of us. It sounded like he was proud of it. Hey, my wife wants to marry you and I. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And he wonders why nobody ever wants him on any sort of a radio podcast or broadcast unless you are in one of those three trees way out past the Aborigines in Australia. It's because of shit like that. And then he looks like it's everyone else's fault. Dude, I'm sorry. I can't. Whatever level you're speaking at, I'm not there. I don't know what the fuck you said. Slow it down. Spread your words out. I don't know. Here's an idea. Use a comma. I'm just telling you. This is the second time that man has made me step on my own dick because I have no fucking idea what he's talking about. And I'm famous for doing it, but I'm really careful when I'm around him. And he just lays me out with that shit. I'm telling you, Tasmania at best. All right, that's all I want to say about that. I got stuff going on here. There's a true story. It just happened. That's true. It's a story. All right.
So what did he say?
What do you mean, what did he say? He said... Remember, his wife's name is Shauna. Shauna want to marry you and I. But what he was saying was, Shauna, marry you and I. 4 people's names. He just blurted it all together like he'd been drinking all day. Now, I expect that shit from Deepak. Not from Loud One. That man is a man of principle. Okay, all right, I know you guys. All right, I was just fucking with you. No, he's not. You know better. But that was it. It's just blindsided me. Got me all the fuck twisted up. All right, let's move on. There were some things that were bugging me that I had to write down today because would you guys be upset if I told you that liberals got me mad today? The liberal side of the aisle. It's with their science. And I'm going to finish with this. This is important. But I wrote down some stuff. Do you know in 1967, science, worldwide conjecture, you know how they, like the global scientists got together and said global warming, world scientists got together, climate change, world scientists got together talking about fucking hurricanes in Florida. Florida's had 150 hurricanes that we've been keeping track of since we've been keeping track of hurricanes. Oh, but these hurricanes are because of climate change. Fuck off. All right. 1967, they said dire famine forecast for the entire world by 1975. Oh, is that what the scientists said? All of them collectively. In 1969, everyone will disappear in a cloud of blue steam by 1989. I don't know what the fuck they mean. We got to go back in time so far to understand what the fuck they're talking about. I got to go to the Sun Valley Fox and go, look, back when you and your buddies were writing shit down in scrolls, Can you tell me what the fuck what's blue steam? Why would collectively, all of the scientists said the entire population is going to disappear in a cloud of blue steam. Makes more sense if the story was something like all the scientists got together and one of them said, everyone's going to be gone in a thing of blue steam. Just how it's going to be. No, you're all fucked. That would make more sense, but I don't think that's what happened. Although it was my brother-in-law's time, who knows. 1970, they said, we are all in danger of another ice age by the year 2000. Little did they know the big concern in 2000 was Y2K. Go look it up. I'm not even stopping for you under the age of 45. I'm not even stopping. Just go look up Y2K. What was the other one? Oh, that was in 1970, yeah. That 1971, they said, the new ice age is coming by 2020 or 2030 at the latest. Then in 1972, same group of scientists is meeting all over the world. Never mind, ice age by 2070. These are predictions they wrote down. 1976, scientific census, planet is cooling, famines are imminent. Now, I know what today's scientists are going to say. We're smarter than them. We know more than them. They're scientists from back in that day. We're scientists from this day. All right? Really? Be prepared, assholes. The scientists in the future are going to look at your dumb shit the same way. The same way. I'm not done yet. No. 1989, they predicted that the rising sea levels will obliterate nations if nothing's done. By 2000, well, we're 23 years past that. What nations have we lost? Oops. Yeah. It goes on and on. In 2002, these global scientists, famine in 10 years if we don't give up eating fish, meat, and dairy. Why would someone pick getting rid of fish, meat, and dairy? I mean, that's a dude who lost a big divorce and all of his stock options in fish, meat, and dairy went to his ex-wife. And now he's scorned and God be goddamned, I'm gonna ruin her investment, her 401ks for shit. Why else would you say that shit? And there's all kinds of stuff like that. All right. Oil depletion in 20 years didn't happen. Urban citizens will require gas masks by 1985. And my favorite, this is in the 70s. This is one of my favorite ones. I'm not talking about acid rain. I lived in Los Angeles when acid rain was rain from clouds passing through a layer of smog, turning the rain to acid that was going to eat your skin if you played outside in the rain. Of course, when the rain was over, we could go outside and play in the rain water that was running down the street. That was okay. My parents are brilliant. Any excuse for my parents to get the fuck out of the house. However, the one I'm not talking about acid rain. The greatest one, and a lot of Gen X is going to remember this one. We were told in school by teachers, killer bees are on their way from South America. When they take over the honeybees and the wasps, they'll kill every one of us. Killer bees are coming from South America, and they're unstoppable. Hang on a second. Oh, my God. They just crossed over the Panama Canal. Your time is limited. It scared the fucking shit out of me when I was a kid. That's a true story. They did that. When I was a kid, it was killer bees. Killer bees were coming, and we couldn't stop them. And they had article after article and news source after news source. We're trying to make a hybrid bee that will breed the killer instincts out of these bees. We're trying to capture their queen and destroy their nest. I'm sitting there as a kid going, oh, shit, fucking go get them, man. Kill those killer bees. Fuck those things, man. We got to get them. Not only was it a bunch of bullshit, but I'm sure the reason that it became a non-issue was some liberal douchebag walked up and said, well, you know, you've killed so many of those killer bees. They're now an endangered species. You can't touch them anymore. Oh, okay, well, we'll just let them take over the world and kill everybody. As long as you're happy, we're good. Fuck those guys. All right. Do you see the hypocrisy that I've lived through? Of all of the ices, the world's cooling, the world's warming, the world's flooding, the world's catching on fire, acid rain and killer bees. You know what? By the time I get on this planet half a century, I'm looking around going, you fuckers are just making shit up to tax us for more money. That's my conclusion. Oh, and you guys wonder why at 55 years old I drink. That's right. I was born in the year of our Lord, 1967. I've been 55 times around the sun. 55 times around the sun. Yeah. What do you got to say about that? I answer questions that way. How old are you? I've been around the sun 55 times. What kind of spaceship did you use? You fucking millennials. God damn Gen Z. On the planet Earth. What? Earth going around the sun. Never mind. Birthday after birthday. This is the shit I put up with. Don't even question why I drink anymore. If you don't understand it by now, you never will. All right. So it leaves all the science, right? All the science pissing me off. The last one, I'm going to leave you with something that just pissed me off to no end. The science is the science is the science is the science. And what did Fauci tell us about Wuhan? No gain of function research. It did not come from the Wuhan lab. What came out last week? They found his emails. They were leaked. And what did the email say when he was talking to his colleagues around the world? Remember the global conglomerate of scientists that always have the answers? What did he say? What did Fauci say? You know, I'm a little concerned about the virus because they're doing all that gain of function research over there in Wuhan. And I've looked at the makeup of this virus. I'm not sure it's natural. Now, I was trying to prepare my look of shock, like, oh my God. But when this news came out, 200 million Americans were like, what the fuck, man? And 80 million Americans that were Generation X went, no shit. We already knew that. We can put 2 and 2 together and get 4. All right? We already knew. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever, fuck off. We knew. We don't have the proof. We looked in the dude's eyes. Generation X been around this planet a long time. All of us keen observers of human nature. We got it. We knew back then, like, yeah, you're full of shit. I had liberal friends of mine, Democrats going, yeah, that motherfucker's full of shit. And they followed it up with, I just hope nobody ever figures it out. There's no proof on that shit. And now there is. Do you know why he got caught? I will give you a quote from my wife. I will give you a quote from my wife that she gives all of our children all of the time. You may get away with it for a while, but eventually, one day, I'm going to catch you. I'm going to figure it out. You might have got away with it for a while, but in the end, we going to catch you. She's told all my kids that. And then when they get caught, she goes, aha, aha. That's my Eddie Murphy Coming to America Jewish man in the barbershop. Aha. She says that to him. Serious shit. Yeah, Fauci's full of shit. Fucking lied then. We all knew it. Now we got proof. Now they referred it to the Department of Justice. We'll see what happens. Let me go back and blow through the sheets and see what's going on here. I don't like to leave my wife alone in the sheets for too long. She gets restless. Tim and Indy. Wait, is that the first one? No. I got to back up to the top here. Good God. Jan Motz, what? We have a Weetabix in the UK, just like that solid turd of wheat. I'm sorry, Jen. It's probably made by the same asshole company, but I agree with you. Loud One, $5. They did the same thing during the Vietnam as well. Is that the condom thing? I'm liking that. Marvelous Miranda. Can we hear him? Loud One talk? No. What for what? You wouldn't be able to understand what the fuck he's saying. It'd absolutely be a waste of airtime. You want this guy to get on mic and talk about shit that you didn't even know. You know what? The most you could hope for, if you want your life to stay complete as possible, hope that when you run into him, all he does is wave and smile. Your life will go on unfettered, undisturbed. You won't be waking up at night going, what the fuck was that guy saying? Like the rest of us do. That's important. Lionheart, 199. More of Ali 617 is always better. I agree. We can never get too much of Ali. Maybe we should make a full picture of her, the $2 whore. Just have some big thing fall into the jar about this big. Pong. I don't know if they'd let me do that, but I'd try it. Dean Guerrero, member for 2 months. Bottom Glass Nation. You're so cool, dude. Best part of my day. Yeah, as it is. It's the best part of my day because I get to hang out with you guys. I'm serious. When I tell you that I get more out of this than you, I want you to know I'm being very selfish. You guys do a ton for me. Thank you very much for stopping by. Jolie, Raph Jolie, Gen X Talks, my first time on a live. Hi from Quebec. Is that Raph? It's like Ralph's the grocery store, but with no L. You say Raph or Rafe? I can say the Jolie part. Let me say Jolie. Your first time here? It's like a first date. Just relax. I'll do all the work. No, I'm very talented. Give me a chance. Go smoke a toad. Smicky, $2 sociable. Bottle number 2 for the whiskey fund. Thank you for backing me up there, Smicky. I love you. Dean Guerrero, remember for 2 months, Bottom of Glass Nation, you're so cool, dude. Best part of my day. Again, my smitten wife, copying and pasting the same thing twice. Well, she can't wait till the show's over. We get upstairs. She gets a little bit like this right now. Get a little loopy in the head. I know. I try to keep things in focus here, especially when my wife's in the room with me. She's just right over here. I turn this down. I turn it down as low as it'll go. I don't need to get her Twitter pitted. I don't need to get her all upset and thinking all these thoughts that are not appropriate for children under the age of 12, 13, 14, 11. So I turn this down. But let's be fair, ladies and gentlemen. I can turn this down, but I can't turn it off. It is what it is. I laughed afterwards, so we can still cut that out to a slice, and it makes sense. You got to edit out the laughing part. Robert London, on the farm, when animals get out of hand, we castrate them, usually the males. And I might have to do that to the general, a young colt named after you. He bit me for the 5th time and is being an ass to the rest. Whoa. First of all, you named your horse the General? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But just because he bit you doesn't mean you should rip his nuts off. How about this? Okay, put him around another bunch of female horses. Let him work out some of that anxiety, okay? Now, that horse goes out there for 3 weeks and gets all those other horses pregnant and then bites you. Now, I'm going to agree he's being kind of a dick. Now he's just doing it because he doesn't like you. And to be fair, none of us know you. Maybe you deserve to be bitten. We don't know. To be fair, we don't know you. But what if you just got a little pent-up anxiety? I mean, I can speak from experience. I run around biting shit too when I get that way. Hey, no. You can walk around my house right now. There's cabinets and lawn furniture outside, still to this day with my teeth marks in it. I'm just saying, you have a responsibility to that horse too. Give him a chance, buddy. Give him a chance. Just like the Red Sox. It may take a lot of years, but they'll win. Disney Mama Sammy Joe gifted 1 Gen X Talks membership. Pristine Flooring 916 got it. Tori Randolph, General, what do you think about Biden finally acknowledging his 4-year-old granddaughter? He did it with a backhanded compliment. His 7th grandchild, was it? He finally acknowledged it. Yeah, I've got 7 grandchildren if you count that weird ankle biter that I thought was a dog that just got shaved. He had some weird backhanded compliment on it right now that just destroyed the whole acknowledgement, in my opinion. All right, Mr. Flibble gifted 5 Gen X Talks membership. Omar, Akati, what the fuck, man? Stern Knight, Edward Howell, Santos, and Janice M. You can all leave the live stream when it's over, and you can go to the community section and pull back the curtain. There's 2 years of behind-the-scenes stuff. You just got to have a membership, which you do, and you can go look. It's all for free now, but next month, you got to cash in your aluminum cans and pay that $1. Loud one, $10, turn my whole screen yellow. It's hard work being me. Okay, remember, Loud one's sitting right next to me. He just wrote, you guys all saw it go by the screen. Fuck it, I got a drink. If I'm going to deal with this asshole for 5 more goddamn minutes, Hooch has to be involved. And he wouldn't even disagree with me. He'd like, well, I'm with you. I got a drink too to deal with myself. We're on the same page here. But let me finish. The truth is at the bottom of every glass of alcohol. We are the bottom of the glass nation, which means we drink to the bottom, we get to the truth. The glass is empty. The truth is exposed. And I'm going to tell you. Put on my hat, nice and tight. Get to the truth. It says right here, Loud one, $10, turn my whole screen yellow. It's hard work being me. It's a goddamn liar. And I have proof. There's a lot of you that know Loud one. A lot of you have met him in person. He made an effort, and when Gen X Talks first started, that in his travels around the world, he would stop and meet with anybody from the Bottom of Glass Nation, shake their hand, introduce. Great guy for that. Absolutely brilliant. When he was doing those things around there, I was ecstatic. I'm like, great. Spreading the name, shaking hands. Great ambassador for Gen X Talks. But I had one problem with him. He's a goddamn liar. How do I know? He just wrote, "It's hard work being me. It's hard work being him." How do I know it's a lie? That man has never done a hard day's work in his fucking life. He's never done work hard at anything. Everything comes easy to him. Everything. I even asked him one time, I said, look, you're an asshole. Does that come naturally, or is that something you have to work at? He goes, well, it must come naturally. I hardly work at anything. I don't know. I'm telling you, for him to say that, it's hard work. Shut the fuck up. Well, tell me that shit. Especially in our brand new studios that he partially helped provide with his kind and wonderful donations with Loud Trouble LLC, who also sponsors the audio podcast with my wife and I every Friday, drops at midnight. All right. Yeah, there's about 20 of you that go, that was fucking brilliant. There's 20 people that got that whole reference and joke. That was fucking funny, and you know it. The rest of you are scratching your heads. What the fuck is that dude talking about? Why am I listening to this program? I don't know. Because there's nothing better than a big fat guy drinking whiskey in front of an American flag running his mouth. What else are you going to do on a Tuesday night? You're not going anywhere. The Bay City Rollers didn't write any songs about TUESDA night. It was Saturday night. Now my wife's going to go, that wasn't the Bay City Rollers, dickhead. All right, I don't remember who it was. I was very small in the 1970s. That's all I remember. Jennifer V, member for 5 months. She's an extra. Jennifer, you're so pretty in your profile pic. It makes me love you. Thanks for stopping by. Tim and Indy, 999 Whiskey Fun, keeping me lubricated as you should. That guy, off topic. Now, we were doing so good, and then the first words are off topic. I haven't read it yet. I don't know what the off topic is. I don't know if I should be upset, if I should be happy, or if I should drink just to prepare myself. Let's go cold turkey on this one. That guy, off topic, went to the movies last night. Literally 4 Gen Zs were in front of me, literally watching videos and stuff on their phones every other minute, the whole movie nonstop. That guy, that's not off topic, my friend. We're Gen X Talks. We're one side of the fence. We're one side of the equation. What did you just read? You peered over to the other side of the fence. You looked at the other side of the equation and read it out loud for all of us like the true American you are. We're Gen X Talks, and what you witnessed was Gen Z assholes. That's right. There's a war coming, and it's us against them. Personally, I'm going to take the sides of all the people who have guns and believe in the Constitution versus people that run around in man buns and skinny jeans. But that's just me. I'm a betting man. I know what I'm talking about. Samuel Pancake, my man. Have you watched the new Tom McDonald's American Flag song? Yes, I have. I like the guy. Listen to his music. Who else is in here? Dingo Ate My Baby. Well, Loud One should feel right at home. I'll even try to say it in his. Now, see, if I'm going to do an Australian accent, I would say, dingo ate my baby. Dingo, it's a dingo ate my baby. Now, if we had Loud One sneak around here and read that, he'd have said, dingo ate my baby, would have sounded from some Western Hemisphere Tasmanian thing, a dingo baby, opposite the baby. What? Dingo opposite the baby. What the fuck did you just say? I'm reading it right here. A dingo opposite my baby. You never know what the fuck he's saying, but thankfully you have a gifted and talented trained broadcast professional that could translate that Tasmanian bullshit, you know, over the land of pygmies. It's kind of like Over the Rainbow Wizard of Oz, but way weirder. Yeah. And he's a general. Do you have a Harley Davidson? Why, yes, I do. I have 2, 1 for each foot. No, I got 1. That's true. Dom and Chandler member for 1 month. He's an extra. Thanks, Dom, for hanging out. Justin May gifted 1 Gen X Talks membership to it just says Joe. Now, normally I laugh at people's names because you guys fuck up all your names and I make fun of you for all the shit you do. This guy's name is Joe. That means when he sat down in front of the computer and you signed into YouTube and logged into YouTube and created his profile, YouTube says, all right, you can pick any name in the universe you want. You can make up a name. It doesn't even have to make sense. You could have Loud One interpret a bunch of letters on a keyboard and come up with a word that's never been heard before by anyone. Go right ahead. What would you like to be? Anything. The world is your oyster. And he went, Joe? We good? And YouTube went, yeah, well, fuck it, whatever. You want to be Joe. We hand the keys of the universe to you, and you pick Joe. You fucking probably drive a Honda Accord also. All right. Dragon Slayer Jade. Happy anniversary to Taz. Me, 7 years. His computer crashed, but Jade's still going strong. I like it. Look it. I'm over time. I'm over budget, and I'm out of whiskey, so I got to go. That's not true. I'm never out of whiskey. No. That's a bad thing. But I'm going to pour myself one more glass, and we're going to say goodbye. All right? One more glass to let you guys know that I love you guys. I miss you guys between shows, which is why we all go to Discord. We all hang out at the Discord server, just a bunch of old people talking about topics and things. We all get along with some video chat rooms that go with some shenanigans. There are some adult-rated rooms, so don't bring your kids. All right? Put them to bed. You can put your kids to bed on some trumped-up charges. You're the parents. Make some shit up and send them off. It doesn't matter. I'm going to drink this one with you guys. Raise a glass to me. Don't make me drink alone. I hate doing it. I'll do it, but I don't want to have to. Wherever you're listening from around the world, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps on the Armed Service Radio Network. This one's for you. I didn't say goodbye yet. Ready? Thank you guys for tuning in. If you had a little bit of time in your evening to waste, what better place to waste it than with Gen X Talks? That's a true story. Well, it's true. It's a story. Wherever you go, there you are. And I promise you one thing. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.